Hello everyone, welcome to my playthrough of the Digimon Pendulum X version 3.0. We had previously done 14 episodes on the Digimon Pendulum X version 1.5, and this might look similar, but be not fooled, dear viewer, this is purple. You can't really tell because of the way my camera captures the light, but trust me, in real life, this is a nice, like, mountains royal majesty kind of purple, so just, for your information. So let's get the battery out and let's get it set up. This is the final VPET that our viewer Sneak sent in that I'm going to run before sending all of his pets right on back to him. And I want to just tell Sneaks thank you again for the opportunity to run these devices. I like the idea that in some way, later on down the line, I'll have played, most of the ones that I could play. So it's been a while since we played with the Pendulum X, but I'm glad that we did before the series because I can go into this with some better knowledge. Namely, the fact that you'll end up with just the worst Digimon all the time if you don't be wary of the fact that they will just do random callouts for battles. At least I think that was a thing with the 1.5. Oh, what was the trick with this? What was the... okay, I guess it's just saying what was the trick with this. Nice! If you're unfamiliar with the Digimon Pendulum X, it's like the pendulums before it, but it does have this whole dice rolling aspect to it. It comes into play fairly well, but mostly at the end of the day, it just ends up being this kind of fun light up indicator of their stats. So, in version 3.0, you can expect to see things like Dorumon, Cannon Beamon. Mostly, I just want to get the bugs in this one. Ironically, they are the ones that require probably the least amount of care, so I guess we'll just kind of do what we do and we'll just see what we get. The one thing that's in this pet that's a little different from other virtual pets that I play with, specifically Digimon ones, is that from the child stage, any Digimon can evolve into anything. I think there might be a couple of restrictions on it having to be like the second generation or whatever, because this is the kind of device where you're not really going to aim for much on the first run. Having said that, we'll probably do like 2 runs of this, because if you take good enough care of them for them to drop an egg, they'll also inherit their parents' items, which is, sometimes you actually need items for evolution. Oh, hello. Come on out. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's not the way I was born. I came into the world kicking and screaming, as it seems most humans did, but I would like to introduce you all to Poopumon. Don't laugh. That is their Yggdrasil given name, and I will not have anyone making them feel bad about themselves. But they do seem a little angry, probably because they need some food. Here we go, age 0, 5G. Not the 5G that's going to brainwash everyone and destroy society. I mean, just 5 grams. Their X level is something that we'll have to increase by just doing, I believe it's just taking good care of them and doing more battles and stuff. Look, I know you need stuff. Sorry, you're right. We'll just do a rundown here in a little bit. Have some meat. What do you mean no? Ugh, even the X indicator's saying no. I don't remember that with the 1.5. The flashing on this thing is not actually happening in real life. It's just the lights don't have a high enough refresh rate to match with my camera. So, here, what is your deal? Do you want some, training? Okay, I can't give you care if you won't take my care. Okay, that's just like care 101. The nurse comes in the room with a syringe. You're gonna have to take the shot. Their training's down, their stomach's down. I know. Okay, we don't get straight up hearts, but we do get to read facial expressions. So this is one of those things where if you're kind of like a sociopath, you might have a hard time with this. But don't worry, Kakujo's here to translate for you. And the sad face where they're completely out of energy and they look sad, it's just kind of that. They're just kind of out of energy. Look at this bad boy. I'm just going to have to keep feeding them until they take it. There we go. Wow, kind of precocious. Look at this. You just kind of have to feed them back out and then feed them again. Okay, so how's that now? Be honest. Okay, now see that? There's one of those facial expressions again. Now, don't be scared. Okay, people who don't like to read facial expressions. This is a sign of happiness. This means that they're doing just fine. So now we can move on to training. Okay, so we're just going to have to shake this a certain number of times. I don't remember what the perfect shakes for this guy is, but I do know that just kind of getting up somewhere in the 20s is usually good, right? 0. Oh no. Maybe I didn't shake it hard enough. Here, I'll try again. What is with the Pendulum X's and having problems with just working? With the first one that I had sent in by Sam Krieger, the speaker wasn't working and we had to fix that. Now this one, straight up pendulum, isn't making contact. We're shaking things. Listen. You can hear the things inside there. There's just something about the contacts that aren't, well, making contact. All right, let's pop this open and see what we're dealing with. Looks like the speaker's nice and tidy. Looks like, here we go. Yeah, the speaker cables are very thin, very brittle. We have to be very careful here. Let's see. I don't really see any issues. The pendulum on this thing actually looks even cleaner than the 1.5 that Sam Krieger let us use. So what's your problem, buddy? Well, okay. I didn't really see anything that stood out to me. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Oh, hey! It works now. And the roll we get is a 5. Okay, so we should be able to reach our maximum potential, assuming that, well, I don't know what this shake's about. Huh, I don't remember 1.5 having the other one, but it's fine. 23 is usually a pretty good number for them, and it works. I don't know, I guess we must have lodged something or dislodged something, I don't know. Regardless, it's functioning, and when it comes to these Pendulum X's, I've just learned to just go with it. Just be happy that it happened, and it's working now. So Pupumon's a slime baby Digimon. They've grown their body as light as a bubble according to the reference book, and their little ear things are not ears, they're wings. They will straight up spit poison in your face if you mess with them too many times. Like, first they'll kind of be like, I don't know about that. It's one of those things, like those big scary bugs we have over here in the US, like the tarantula hawk. It's this huge wasp that I guess does not sting very often, it more often bites, but it'll only do so if you pretty much grab it and squeeze it, and that's kind of like Pupumon, okay? He could spit poison in your face, but only if you really, really push him to do so. So whether or not they'll refuse things is based on their X level. I guess it's all about obedience. Right now their X level is at a 6, or at least it was at a 6, and the higher we get that, the more full we get that, just the better they are, right? And that also can influence evolution. It can be a little complicated, which is why I'm not going to worry too much about what we get our Digimon to evolve into, but in general, our little dude is totally fine now. So in addition to training, there's also a quest mode, which is how you're going to go about getting most of your items that you use for evolution, but as they are a baby, they just can't really fight yet, so we're just going to leave them as is. Be good, Pupumon. Do not spit poison in my face, please. Oh, I just wanted to give the heads up that I'm going to start doing drawings in my sketchbook again. I'm going to be opening myself up to suggestions to all of my patrons, so if you go to patreon.com/mooseandjoe, at any patron level, any tier, $1, $5, $20, anything, you can just be a $1 patron, and then you can put in a suggestion for the drawings, and then once a week, I will draw a new thing in our sketchbook, so we can finally go back to filling out this thing with such amazing drawings as Wargreymon and Melgarurumon screaming at each other. So get to thinking, rack those brains, rev up those fryers, and put some suggestions over on the Patreon page. For now, I can just say straight up that we should draw Pupumon. Obviously, because the name is Pupumon. Oh yes, the Pigma Micron 01. I haven't held one of these babies in my hand in quite a while. I just want to get back to drawing, you know? And if I can do that while also drawing Mons and just making the channel a little more fun, then I'm all for it. They're just kind of a little gumdrop baby. We're gonna start with their wing because this is pen. Okay. Okay. And again, I would like to stress that these are not leaves or ears. These are totally wings. Actually, let's just go ahead and draw both of them at the same time because I'm going to do a different pose. Like, we can go with stock art, sure, but I just feel like it's far more fun to not. I have to be kind of like a little loosey-goosey with this because I don't have my whiteout pen anymore. I have not found a replacement one. I haven't gone out of my way to find one, to be fair, but just I want to make sure I get good lines here. Poo-poo. The fact that I can't not laugh at that is why I only have like 5,000 subscribers. But you know what? That's fine. That's me. When I see the word poo-poo, I find it funny, okay? I can only apologize so many times for that. There. Ooh, speaking of poo-poo. Dang, boy, you are on brand over here with this name. Well, this being an older virtual pet, I imagine that Pupumon's probably not going to turn into their next stage. I believe it's Pudodomon. Not for a while. It's gonna take like a whole proper hour, right? So I guess in the meantime, let's go see what everyone's doing in our Discord channel. The Digital Monster X's English version is now rolling out across the English-speaking territories, and people such as Johnny Clutch here have got theirs in. Nice color combinations. I'm actually just kind of jealous, right? Because I got these Japanese versions, and I was like, nah, I don't need to get the English ones. What are the English ones gonna have that the Japanese ones don't? Not fair. Okay, Bandai, not fair. Crossenders got themselves an Arukundes, and they were asking, what is this terrain effect? I guess this thing in the background. Elise, our resident Arukundes expert, goes on to clarify that this is just the effect of it getting late, it getting dark, right? This is kind of the twilight, the sunset effect in the background. It means that it's almost time for good slimes to go night-night. Just realized I totally forgot to do like my classic hatching thing that I always do. I mean, come on, it's like my style. I gotta do it. There, that's a little better. I look forward to spending some time with Pupumon. It's not gonna last long, and then there'll be like Pudodomon or something like that, but it still has the sound poo in it, and I think that's important. At the end of the day, I can keep that, at least for another, 12 hours, or however long it takes for them to evolve into their child stage. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. I'm gonna go. Thanks, patrons, for supporting this channel, especially Shifter and Dog Trainer 89, and I'll see everyone in the next episode. Have a good one.